This is my outfit. Thank you for coming to my speech. When I was 12 or 13, a couple of red-tailed hawks ate my cat and her kittens. Red-tailed hawks can fly at about 120 miles per hour, so the death of Pip and her entire bloodline took a matter of minutes. That sudden loss led me down a rabbit hole to learning all about the tenuous relationship between companion animals and the real world. I have 2 cats now, and I've learned a lot about appropriate pet care. Speaking to my peers, I know that many of you also have cats and dogs who mean the world to you. That's why it can be difficult to take an honest look at their place in the natural order. If we do, however, we realize that cats and dogs are a special creation of humans. Like it or not, they have no place outside of our homes or interacting with the natural world. For this reason, we must work to ensure that every pet is spayed and neutered. To take in the big picture, let's go back in time. Dogs are older than sliced bread, literally. Humans first domesticated wolves in the late Pleistocene, some 30,000 years ago. That's many thousands of years before agriculture or sliced bread. Everything about the dog has been genetically engineered to serve human desire, be it companionship, decoration, or utility. This is Tuna Boy. Tuna Boy is my cat. Tuna Boy has a little spot on her tummy where she was shaved recently for her spay, but we'll come back to that later. Cats, like dogs, are domesticated animals, but they come a lot later than dogs. They were domesticated from the African wildcat about 12,000 years ago. Even so, they're still an animal that belongs uniquely to humans. They don't have a natural habitat, they don't have a natural ecosystem. We invented them, and so everywhere but our living rooms, they are an invasive species. Because of our intervention, they are no longer animals in the same sense that a wolf or a tiger is an animal. According to the American Veterinary Medical Association, 90 million households in the United States own dogs, and 74 million own cats. That's 46% and 32% respectively in the entire nation. When something goes wrong, be it an escape, an abandonment, or a natural disaster, those animals, still without a place in the food chain or natural order, become feral. It's not possible to accurately count the number of feral animals. The estimates range from 32 million from the National Feline Research Council to over 100 million according to the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. All it takes is a few unspayed or unneutered ferals to cause a population explosion. Feral cats kill up to 4 billion birds annually and 22 billion mammals. They've even caused extinctions of entire species in some situations, according to Nature magazine. Feral animals are violent, they carry diseases, and they often cannot be rehabilitated or redomesticated. They become targets of violence, both accidental and intentional. You've seen them around garbage dumps, behind shopping centers, and along highways. Often, these animals are dead or dying. And it's hard to come to terms with the fact that Fido and Mittens pose such a severe threat to our world, but there is something we can do about it. Spaying or neutering every household pet will prevent them from propagating without end. It will allow us to get ahead of the problem we have now, but that's not the only advantage. As the American Veterinary Medical Association points out in their Spay and Neuter fact sheet, domesticated animals do not have the same needs as wild animals. This simple, routine procedure can prevent breast cancer, testicular cancer, prostatic hyperplasia, which is swelling in the prostate glands, and uterine infection in your pets. It will reduce your pet's aggression and preempt attempts to escape. Take it from my friend Tuna Boy. Spaying your pet saves them from extreme emotional distress. And if that's not convincing enough, consider the alternatives. For many municipalities, animal welfare does not rank high on budgetary allotment and priority. In the better cases, ferals are rounded up, spayed and neutered, and released back into the wild. Other times they are offered up for adoption for a certain period of time before being euthanized to make room for the next batch. In the most economic and tragic model, they are simply slaughtered with guns or with poison, which is protracted, painful, and heinous. I know from talking to many of you that none of us want that outcome, but there is hope for the pets who are loved and who are wanted. Every single one of us agreed in our audience analysis, just as we agreed that mass kills are bad, that we have an ethical responsibility to meet the needs of the animals we care for. And so I repeat, the most critical way we can care for our animals is to spay and neuter without exception. So, we know what the problem is, and we know how to solve it. What is the next step? The problem we've been talking about exists on every level, from your neighborhood here in Cary or Garner or wherever you come from, to your city, to your state, to your nation, and even to your planet. But let's keep it local for the time being. It's a public policy issue, but it starts in private. Get on your phone. The first thing that I want you to do is to share a message about the importance of spaying and neutering on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever you hang out online. Remind your family and your friends and your neighbors that while public policy exists on this subject, it's largely unenforceable, and it's their duty to care for their pets. Next, make a difference in your community by donating some of your time or your money to an animal advocacy group. The SPCA of Wake County, for instance, is always looking for funds and volunteers. If you need a more mercenary reason, these service hours will look great on your transfer application when it comes time to go to state. If you're up for a challenge, share your concerns about animal welfare with your city council person, either online or in person. Your local government website has readily available information about when and where meetings will take place and what your public representative's telephone number and office email address are. These are all publicly available pieces of information. If we work together, we can live in a world where the free propagation of domesticated pets is a thing of the past, and where every pet is protected, provided for, and safely spayed or neutered. We love our pets. We want what's best for them. We're willing to do whatever it takes to keep them safe and healthy. I love Tuna Boy and Zimbra, my other cat, and if you've watched this far, I know you love your cats and dogs too. Imagine a world where every pet is safe and realize that this world is possible. Spay, neuter, and protect. By doing this, we can make the world a safer place for us and for them. Thank you.